Howdy and aloha. Welcome to my lighthouse. Earth and you are ohana. We hope you stay and talk.
Howdy and aloha, everybody. It's James with Montauk. That picture that you saw in the beginning there, I'll show you again. To me, it really depicts the direction of where you want to go. I mean, where do you want to go? This is a grown man, probably 30-something years old. Not the one on, not the kid, not the Chiefs person, but the guy with the horns and the rainbow. And, you know, he's in there going, "Hey, it's okay to be this and oh that, and you should do this and just play with that." And there's a sickness here in this country that's happening. And it's been implanted. There's a sickness that's been implanted. It's not organic. It doesn't come from a group of people that one day said, "Hey man, let's go groom some kids in third grade." Right? Let's go dress up as men, dress up as women. Let's be overweight, out of shape, whatever, men, and dress up as women and go portray a signal that it's okay for children to start thinking about their genitalia and sex and all this other shit. Just fuck. I mean, it wasn't organic. No, these people are actors. They've been paid. There's a group of people, and when you follow the money, and once all this stuff blows over, and I'm hoping it does, and I hope the direction that you're going to will be a little more decent, moral, ethical, you know, in a conservative way, but that's pretty much how this country has been for a long time. And I kind of like that part. A lot of my friends and a lot of people that I know are like, "Yeah, that's kind of pushing it, man. You know, talking about this stuff with kids." And then they get on, and then they get, I mean, there's just so much. But it's, like I said, it's all implanted. The connection is with the World Economic Forum, the global elitist, narcissistic, sociopathic, sicko, pedo predator class, right? The goal is divide and conquer. And this kid goes out and over here on the side here, you got a kid who's dressed up as a chief. And everybody hammered this kid. The mainstream media, especially MSNBC, CNN, New York Times, I mean, just the people that are getting paid by the World Economic Forum to create the division, to create the narratives, to create the hate and dissension and the polarization and the separation. 6 feet safe. And then it got to 12 feet. And I think there was an interview with Kamala Harris and some reporter back in 2020 or something like that, 2021, where she was, I would say, about 20 feet away. And they had to pan out. They were like this big on the screen. Like, it's just ridiculous. And they want to keep you apart. One of the most frightening words to the oligarchs is unity. So they want to be extreme. They want people to be, they want the sickness to be out there. This wokeness, in my opinion, borderline asylumness. They got crazies out there, Mulvaney, and just a bunch of fucking weirdos. They're getting paid to create this disruption in our country and across the planet. So they ridicule and they said this kid shouldn't have had this face, this painted face of his favorite football team, right? Or sports team. I think it was a Chiefs game. But what I do know is they said it was like having a black. They compared it to the blackface, which is horrific and terrible and wrong. It's fucking just really pushing it. And then that's how they compared him. But unbeknownst to them, his grandfather is like almost pure Indian. So he's as. I mean, I don't care what you paint your face with, really, honestly. But they went after this kid, this child, for supporting a football team. A sport that I played. We got rugby, football, basketball. It's all pretty physical. You know, People like to watch the physicality of these games. God damn it, my pineapple. You know, girls like to see the strong guys fucking just ripping and tearing, and they like the battle and watch the testosterone. It's cool to watch. It's great to see power. It's kind of like a ballet in a sense. When you really look at football. Quick tangent. Lynn Swann was one of the greatest receivers of the 49ers back when Joe Montana was the guy, right, for the 49ers. Did you know that he used to practice ballet? Literal ballet in tights. I don't think he was wearing tights, but he used to take classes in ballet on how they jumped. And he saw this as an opportunity to elevate his game. And nobody gave him any shit for it. I mean, it was something that, it was kind of like a trendy thing. It didn't really last very long. But now we have a kid that's Native American, that's wearing paint on his face to represent not only his football team, but he has every right to do that. But this sick pedophile, probably actor, pedophile, whatever, is okay. That's okay. Seriously. The horns, that's okay. Right? But the kid's not okay. Right? And there's just so much. If you are in favor of, if you're not in favor of the child, just, when I was a kid, I painted my face. I remember I had ram's horns on my cheeks, and I had like blue or something. I was able to get some colors from the Halloween store, and I used to go to Rams games with my grandfather when I was a kid, right? And I went to a few Dallas Cowboy football games with my dad in Irving, Texas, and when they were there, like Fort Worth, Irving, Texas area. And man, them people just paint, right? They're getting this. This is ridiculous. There's a different agenda here. There's a different motivation. Okay, so just so you understand what this sick fuck with the book is doing, is he's grooming children. And grooming is right in line or synonymous with child molestation. Grooming is right in line with pedophilia. And this is you guys are okay with that? I mean, who's okay? If you're okay with that, then it's a free country, right? But at the same time, that kind of behavior needs to be imprisoned. If you don't believe that, I went and saw, gosh darn it, the movie will come to me. The Freedom, the last, the one where the kids were being taken from countries. It was a great movie. It'll come to me. But, and how, I mean, the city I lived in, I didn't even realize this. I found out from my ex. She took child psychology and all this policing. She graduated, whatever, and all this other stuff from college just recently. She was older when she did it. And she found out that Anaheim, California is one of the highest human trafficking fucking cities in the United States. It's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? I lived in Anaheim for, I don't know, a year and a half, maybe 2 years total. Mainly from Huntington Beach, Surf City, USA, and, Hawaii when I was younger. Kind of bounced back and forth from Hawaii to California, Hawaii to Texas, Hawaii to Alaska, Hawaii to Washington, Hawaii, California, Hawaii to California. I mean, all over. But you need to pick a side because things are getting really crazy and really stupid. You need to understand that this is all manufactured. That the first thing you need to do is it's all manufactured. Right? You need to understand why it's manufactured and why they want that to happen. And I put this out probably early 2020 or late 2020. This meme or whatever, meme, whatever you want to fucking call it. If the 99% continues to fight each other, then we'll never defeat the true enemy. Right below that says World Economic Forum, ETAL, meaning associates, others that are part of that Amway convention. Stop being their pawns of division. People don't even realize they are too. They're just a lot of them are getting paid. There's money being siphoned into this. The marketing, the branding, the advertising, mainstream media or supposed news is just fucking all over this shit. And they gave shit to this kid. Well, then they ate their words once they found out he was Native American, right? A true Native American. And then they brushed it under the rug. Mainstream media never talked about it anymore. Once they realized they fucked up again, right? The woke, democratic, mainly freaking media outlets that are just completely and absolutely, how much proof do I need to, how much more proof do I need to tell everybody? I don't know how much more proof I need to tell or convey or present to clearly indicate that there are some people out there that are doing whatever they can to keep us like this. Right? We're talking religious, social, gender, all these things. Just it's terrible. You do whatever you want. I got a big old American flag out in front of my house. I had a little one. But I'm very proud of that. That flag represents the people, the republic. That's how I look at it. That's why I wave it. That's why I am proud of it. That's why I fought for it. Because I'm a patriot. A constitutional patriot, constitutionalist. I would say definitely. I'm all conservative too, right? I've dilly-dally in all kinds of weird things, when I was younger and stuff like that. But when it came down to it, I've always kind of had the core of, and did better, leaning in the conservative side. And that's fine. That's just my life, But conservative doesn't mean I'm bad or evil or wrong. It just means that, hey, I do unto others as you would have them do unto you. The golden rule, leave well enough alone, mind your business, pretty much, right? But with this kind of stuff, this is just over the top. It's over the top and then down the road and then over the other top, and it's like infinity. It's really bad. But know this, it's all manufactured. None of it is organic. None of it. There's some other things that are happening that are just, I mean, and there's some things happening that people are just so blind to right now. It's fucking just amazing to me. It is truly, absolutely amazing. This is Democratic Senator Dick Durbin. And listen to what he's saying and what they're trying to do. All right? You may already know this, but I am telling you, once I found out about this, I threw it all over TikTok, Twitter, everything. It's just like, what the fuck is going on here? This, if you're okay with this as well, then you're just buying it. You're buying what they're selling. You're definitely buying what they're selling. Let me just play this real quick.
Officer, my colleague from the state of Illinois, has legislation which addresses one aspect of that. Her bill, and I hope I describe it accurately, says that if you're an undocumented person in this country and you can pass the physical and the required test, background test, the like, you can serve in our military, and if you do it honorably, we will make you citizens of the United States. Laws that reflect the reality of the overwhelming numbers from all over the world who are coming to our shores and our border. But there is also an incredible demand for legal immigration into this country even now. The presiding officer, my colleague from the state of Illinois, has legislation which addresses one aspect of that. Her bill, and I hope I describe it accurately, says that if you're an undocumented person in this country and you can pass the physical and the required test, background test, the like, you can serve in our military, and if you do it honorably, we will make you citizens of the United States. And you can pass the physical and the required test, background test, the like, you can serve in our military, and if you do it honorably, we will make you citizens of the United States.
I was 26 years old when I went into the military. I was considered an old man. There were kids in there that were 17, 18, 19, averaged about 20 years old. I was the older one. I had to take the ASVAB test 3 times. The first time I took it, they raised the score that day. Nobody's like, what? So I had to take it again. I studied. This Asian girl was just brilliant. Tutored me for like a few hours with some math and stuff like that. And I took it again. I got this super high score. I went from this shitty score, barely passing. I was just like getting in. And then I took it again. Right? I took it again, and I got a really high score, and they thought I was cheating. If it's 20 points or more over something, you have to take it again. Check it out. You'll know what I'm talking about. So I took it again, got about the same. So I had to take that twice. Also, my hearing isn't that good. I've got what's called a little bit of nerve deafness. So I took the first hearing test and I didn't pass it. And then I took it again after I had cotton in my ears for like a day and a half, just to make them very sensitive. And then I passed it. Right? So, and then I had to, when I started, I was 334 pounds when I started to get into the military. And within 9 months, let's say about 10, I got down to 243 pounds. Just from running in the morning, working out, I got to pass the physical. You can only have certain body fat, all this other stuff. And I worked my ass off to get into the military. I mean, I fucking worked my ass off. Right? Not only just working, but I was working my ass off to get into the military. at that point in my life, I'm just letting you know, I was either going to go to jail, I was going to die, or I had to go in the military. It was one of this story happens all the time. But anyway, I was a rough, I was young and, I don't remember when I was 21 to about 25-ish. I don't remember those days. Some of that stuff's a blur. Maybe I'm doing it on purpose. But I put in a ton of effort, and so many other people do. But this is okay, right? This is okay for this guy to do this. That's fine with you.
Background test, the like. You can serve in our military, and if you do it honorably, we will make you citizens of the United States, this country. And you can pass the physical and the required test. Also, an incredible demand for legal immigration into this country even now. The presiding officer, my colleague from the state of Illinois, has legislation which addresses one aspect of that. Her bill, and I hope I describe it accurately, says that if you're an undocumented person in this country,
undocumented person in this country, you just got here, you're 18, 19, 20, you're I think the age now is like 38, like 40 or something to get into the military. So you can go in the military, get all the benefits, go through there, learn all the, whatever you need, get a VA loan, right? A home VA loan, you can get everything. And there are people that have tried to get into the military that are having a hard time. This is fucking embarrassing. It pisses me off. Because I worked my ass off to get into the military. And this is Democrat. This is the Democrats. Let me tell you, this could be, there's also other, that's one thing. There's just so many. The fucking mountain of crap that the Democrats have been doing is just insanity. It's fucking insane. I mean, and they're being told to do it. They're trust me on this. Don't when somebody says trust me, just be careful with that. But, and I'm not going to say take my word, but do your own research, and if you need the information, I'll let you know. This is all coming from the World Economic Forum, the UN, Council on Foreign Relations, NATO. I mean, they're all together. World Health Organization. Chatham House, BlackRock. All they want corporate governance, and they're going to get their army that's going to supersede and take over our army. If you think that's nuts, then that's change the channel. But this is something that I have been researching for a long time. Dick Durbin and these guys are so in licking the nuts of fucking the World Economic Forum and their 2030 agenda. It's really bad. It's just horrifically bad. You have no idea most of you have no idea what's happening and what these people are doing, but their job is to completely and thoroughly demolish, destroy, and bring this country to its knees. And who comes in to save it all? And who comes up to help gain the order that it's going to need? The UN, the blue hats, right? They're going to come in, the white hats, whatever hats. Except for our fucking dark green hats that should be everywhere right now. Should be fucking everywhere. And some of those people are very compromised. Are you okay with this? I mean, who the fuck is okay with this? This is nuts. Somebody just hasn't paid taxes, parents are not from here, nothing like that, just walks in, and boom, there you go. You get to be in the strongest fucking military on the planet. I work my ass off for that. It's fucking nuts. It's not just nuts. It's ludicrous. It's senile. It's horrific. There's not even words for what these fucking people are doing to this country. And most of you are just, oh, everything's fine, everything's wonderful. Well, if you're thinking everything's fine and everything wonderful, you've probably taken your third thing, your third Kool-Aid, or your fourth or your fifth. So you're just totally mass formation psychosis, psyop hypnotized, and you're just done. But this is nuts, right? This is fucking nuts. There's a fucking list of shit that's just nuts. There are people right now in Chicago. Many of them are black. You know, African Americans that are now pissed off as hell that these 7 million going on 8 million within 2 to 2.5, 3 years are coming in here, and they're just taking everything, getting anything they want, what they want, when they want it. Healthcare, cell phones, money, place to stay. There are people on the streets, veterans on the streets. Do you think that's okay? You guys think that's okay? We just honored Xi Jinping. The Democrats we don't even know where these fucking homeless people went. That's still a fucking question. But they swept up and cleaned up the streets. The path was about 2 or 3 miles, 4 miles long. Maybe a little longer. And they cleaned up the streets in San Francisco when just the day before, or a few days before, it was completely covered with tents and homeless people and freaking fentanyl and drugs and all kinds of crap. And homeless people that can't work, they can't afford anything in California. I don't care what fucking minimum wage is out there. You're not going to keep up with the corruption that's happening in these blue states. It's crazy, right? I'm going to get to this other one, which is really interesting. And many of you are just totally buying this. Like, you're so up the butts of this fucking World Economic Forum agenda. It's crazy, and I thought I had it right here, but obviously it's gone. Crapola. Where is it? Just when I thought I had a position and ready to go. I had it ready to go. Okay, now. I think I can type it in and I can get it. Climate. Illinois climate, something like that. They just signed a global climate local impact change impact of Illinois, right? They just created this new where is it? I think this is part of it. I'm not going to go over the whole thing. This is 7 days ago. Right,
risk to get
disease through the probability.
You guys are still buying this crap.
This is a decreased exposure to cold.
Yeah, they look, I bought it too. I bought the climate crap. I remember buying the climate crap. Yes, we do have a pollution problem. We have always had a pollution problem, right? That's something we definitely need to focus on, right? We want clean rivers, clean water, clean lakes, clean oceans, right? So we can catch fresh fish and eat it straight from the stream. But good luck with that these days, right? Good luck with that these days. Which one did I have? I can't. This one right here was gone. All right. This is it. And these people all arrive like this. No, not like that. Hold on. Like this. Blah, blah, blah. You gotta hear this. This is a good one. All these billionaires go out here because you know they're going to eat bugs. You know they're going to eat bugs. Come on. They want you to eat the bugs, but you know they're going to eat more than you in regards to bugs. And they're probably going to show themselves eating bugs at least 2 or 3 times and put it circulated throughout the mainstream media. There's no way they're going to go back to steak and lobster and shrimp, right? And fucking escargot and abalone and just whatever else they can, you know, purchase or just have. They're not going to eat the best prime rib on the planet. That's not going to happen. They're going to eat the bugs. For sure. I want to hear this music. Is funny. Yeah.
Nothing more relaxing than being the only person. What is the best way to get to a climate change conference? A private jet can save you hours of waiting in line and traveling at substandard airline speeds. There is nothing more relaxing than being the only person on the entire plane. So you can arrive rested and ready to explain to the little people how their minivans and gas stoves are ruining the earth. What is the best way to get to a climate change conference? A private jet can save you hours of waiting in line and traveling at substandard airline speeds. There is nothing more relaxing than being the only person on the entire plane. So you can arrive rested and ready to explain to the little people how their minivans and gas stoves are ruining the earth. What is the best way to get to a climate change conference? A private jet can...
The little people, right? That was Governor Whitmer I'm talking about. I'm going to look that up. I know it's in here somewhere. I'm going to find it. Whitmer climate change. Whitmer climate bill. Illinois. There it is. How climate bill pushes 1 year ago. I don't think I spelled that right. Governor Whitmer. Is it Governor? Come on, there it is right there. Alright, let me grab it. It's right here. A little commercial first because I don't use Brave. Sorry. I gotta start using Brave. I don't know why I don't do it. I'm such a goofball. Oh, man, it's fine. Okay. What does she got?
Michigan's clean energy goals are now one of the most ambitious in the nation. Governor Gretchen Whitmer signed clean energy legislation yesterday, making Michigan a national leader in the fight against climate change. This legislation will deliver on the proposals in the governor's Michigan Healthy Climate Plan, which laid out a roadmap for the state's clean energy future. Here's what Governor Whitmer had to say about the 7 bills and what they mean to our state.
This was a massive undertaking. A lot of people doubted we could ever do something like this anywhere in the country, especially in a state like Michigan. And today I'm going to sign 7 game-changing bills that are going to lower household energy costs by an average of $145 a year, improve reliability, and create 160,000 good-paying jobs. Once I sign these bills, Michigan becomes a national leader on clean energy, bringing billions of federal tax dollars home and private investment into our communities. Together, we are protecting our air, our water, and our land while focusing on taking climate change head on. Today is a huge win for Michigan families, for Michigan businesses, and for future generations of Michiganders.
According to Governor Whitmer's address, these bills will make it easier for landowners to build solar panels and wind turbines and big batteries on their properties. Whitmer said, quote, "Our perspective is simple. It's your land, and you should have the freedom to use it however you want.
I'll just
Streamlining
give you a little
the
bit about
process to approve clean energy projects cuts red tape and ensures that we can meet our 100% clean enery Our perspective is simple.
So what these do, if you've heard of net metering, if you go to my blog, I've got a Monotalk blog. Just go to stopthewf.org or DIYliberty.org or fthewf.org, and you'll go in there and go to the blog page. Kind of find it because I did it a while back. It's called net metering, and I did an article because I used to sell solar, and I used to go, well, net metering sounds great. And net metering means that the meter will say a certain amount that you're using or supplying back into the grid, and you would get a cut of that. You would get like, I don't know, 16%. I think maybe the most was 14 to 16% back in your bill. At the same time, which is still happening in California, there's these gigantic fields like this out in the high desert of California, near Newberry Springs. Look it up. And out there, right before you it's on the 15 freeway, just before you get to Las Vegas or Nevada. There's these giant towers that are everywhere. And they used, by the way, the Indians out there in the area and many of the hunters that used to go hunting out there were against all of this because it's a bird killer. And these giant towers, they're arrays, and they would focus the sun like giant magnifying glasses, in a sense, towards this water that would burn coming from an aqueduct under the ground, the Mojave Aqueduct. Their net metering would be like 40 to 50%. They would get paid to produce this while they would sell it at the same time. So I'm like, wait a second. So your average homeowner is pretty much doing the same thing on top of their roof, and they only get like 10 or 15%, when some big company out that's basically destroying the land and just burning. If you ever go to one of these towers, and you got to look up the pictures, because the birds will fly by. These towers are like 10 stories, 15 stories high. And this water goes up there and it heats it, and it creates this thermal, and it drives pistons and all this other stuff. So it's still a machine, right? It's a thermal radiant tower in a sense. But in that area, and they have to clean it every fucking day. Every day. Hundreds, thousands, maybe millions at this point. This was like 10, 15 years ago. Birds are killed because they fly in the path of these lights that are concentrated to this tower. If I could give you a better, let's just say here's the tower. That's not a good rendition. I want to use my pineapple, but I'm not going to use my pineapple. Okay, let's say here's the tower, right? That's not good. Let's use one of these lighter. Okay. So here's the tower, right? Here's the reflectors. Here's a reflector here. And the sun comes, right? Let's say the sun's coming here. And it shoots all these, they're all laid around in a big circle, and they all point up towards this reservoir of water that goes to the top of this tower. It turns it into steam. But that area, just within 30, 40, 50, maybe even 50 feet, zaps birds like that. Just I've seen it in real time. I've been out there riding my motorcycle. When I had my KX 500, I used to watch it. When I had my quad, I used to watch it. I used to go out there and just watch. I just sit there and watch. Bzz. It was like a fly, you know, the blue fly light that comes in. That when it goes, it goes bzz, bzz, bzz. You know, oh, there's another fly. Bzz, bzz. It's about that. it happened in about that time. The amount of birds that would be killed per, I would say per hour. I don't know. I was staring at it for like 10, 15 minutes. At one point, I saw like 5 or 6 birds just go. Bzz, bzz. Some of them would get close, and then they'd veer away, and they couldn't fly very well anymore because they were blind. Some of them were blinded. These things are terrible. Plus, they raise the temperature of the planet. They're not. This is not. You know. Everybody thinks that solar is fucking it, but I've done research. It's not the way. You know, there's other ways. Look, Tesla invented static electricity is everywhere. If you've seen a lightning storm, you would think, why couldn't we harness that energy? You can. It's everywhere. The pyramids were giant fucking power plants. But I'm not going to get into all that. I'm just telling you. This climate change is a scam. It's the biggest fucking scam because they want to end up getting about $90 trillion within the next 10, 15, 20 years to be poured in. It's just a big fucking scam. Net metering. People are still getting ripped off. I've had people read my article. Well, that makes sense. So this big company, because they're a big company, and they get this giant amount of percentage of money from the government. Plus, they get to sell it to the power company. And all that the people that have the solar panels on their house, they get a little tiny cut. Plus, they can't go off grid. When you're in solar, you have to stay on the grid. You can't it's just, there's so many things wrong with solar. It's bad. It's not what you think it is. There's other ways of getting, nuclear too is bullshit. People are selling nuclear. Well, why would you need containers to hold this radiant water? Why can't you just let it flow through the streams? Right? Because it's fucking poisonous, dangerous, radiant, nuclear fucking water. That's why. Look up San Onofre, California. Radiant or water containers that were just installed 100 yards away. Snork and I just talked about this a few days ago. But all I'm saying, there's so many things out there that these people have done. You know, the biggest slap in the face in regards to climate change is in 2021 when one of the biggest proponents or supporters of the whole climate change facade, which should tell everybody that it is fucking total bullshit. Del Mar, California is a very nice area of California. It's kind of like San Diego-ish area. And along the coast there's some beautiful homes, and they've been there forever. Forever. There's just gorgeous, beautiful homes. Some of them are, 15 million. Some of them are, 30 million. Bill Gates in 2021 buys, Mr. Climate Change, water's rising. The water's rising. Just to slap everybody in the face and to make you all feel stupider. Right? He buys a $43 million villa, a property that's at sea level. The water actually breaks up against his back fence if the tide's high enough and the waves are big enough. Anyway, there's just thousands, and then let's that's the best way to beat climate change is for these billionaires to fly out there in their jet with like 2 people in there. Right? These jets that can hold like 120 people. You know, or at least 60 people with these smaller Lear jets, like a G5, G6. Yeah, you could probably put in 60 people, maybe 60, 80 people. But nope, that's their jet. And that one jet will produce more carbon dioxide than about 1,000 people in their lifetimes. But they're going to drive them out there. I mean, I could be a little off here with the numbers, but I am telling you that you're going to eat the bugs. They're not going to eat the bugs. You're going to eat the top ramen. You're going to own nothing and be happy. That's their goal. I don't know what else to fucking tell you. They love people. They're just dividing and conquering people all fucking day long and twice on Sundays. Right? The other day, tonight, as a matter of fact, I was just kind of watching him. Tim Pool, which, it's good to watch every once in a while. He's not perfect, but he does a few things. Was talking about the Kevin Mulvaney, Dylan Mulvaney. And nobody's really talking about that. In 2016, right, the World Economic Forum had a Davos meeting. And they brought in their planted Kelly Robinson, who took out some other guy with the Equal Rights Movement. And they implemented LGBTQ+. That's where the plus came from. And that's when it started in 2016. Everything comes through this group. Everything comes through this Amway convention. The destruction of this country, your life. Well, if you're doing good, that's great. There's some people out there that are fighting this in other ways. I know that there's some people out there that are doing trades and stocks and crypto and stuff like that. That's wonderful. But there's a lot of people that just don't do that. They're just not into that. They just, some people just like selling insurance. Some people like being, bus drivers. Some people like just, swinging a hammer, turning a wrench, sweating a pipe, which means, plumbing. But the majority of people just, want to do the time, punch in, punch out, go home, have dinner, spend time with their family. That's it. But a lot of those people are getting screwed now because you guys want to do this. Like I said, when I first started looking at the World Economic Forum and what they're doing and how they're doing it, I am fucking telling you, everything that's happening across the planet goes through these people or somebody connected to these people. And you couldn't, the depiction I have, and I've said it I'll keep saying it. Somebody's going to get it. They keep taking me down because of this. I just got another community guideline strike. I don't fucking know why. I thought it was copyright, but it wasn't. That was midstream. That was during when I was talking. Right? Let's look into this World Economic Forum stuff. It's probably nothing. Boom. Right? Once you start digging, there's so much going on that these fuckers are doing. You have no idea. But I'm just trying to tell everybody. Their main goal to kill 2/3 of the planet and hoard the rest for themselves. If you finally come to that summation, and know that stuff like this is fucking idiotic. Right? So that makes sense, right? Tell me that makes sense. Right? We're going to put paper straws in plastic wrappers. I know I've said this a bunch of times. I'm going to keep saying it. That's why they take me down. I'm just telling you. They are the greatest terrorist group on this planet, the greatest, and they're going to fund everybody and anybody they can to keep these narratives and keep us separated, right? They're going to do everything they can, and they're not stopping. They haven't lost anything. They're still going. Nothing's happened to them. Not a fucking single thing has happened to these people. Nothing. Not a single fucking thing. Right? But there's going to be a time we're going to have to stand up. And I'm really concerned because, Trump deserves his spot. He won 2020. I believe, I'm not believing, I fucking know. I know. I've done my research. If you do your research, you'd find out too. And all the shit they've said about him is not what you think. It's not what you think. It's just not what you think. And there's a lot of people. I had somebody on yesterday. And, Elle, I love her to death. She's wonderful, but she's kind of, I keep telling you, still got a little bit of orange man bad syndrome. I've had it too. But the things that this man has done and been through, and yeah, he's been shoulder to shoulder or elbow to elbow with this person or that person. But at the end of the day, he doesn't have to fucking do it. He doesn't need them. That's why they're scared of him. Right? That's why they're scared of him, because he doesn't need their money. He doesn't need their bullshit. He's fine. He's uncompromised. He's said, let's get the fucking the Epstein log out, because he's never gone there. Right? That's, I'm sure Dick Durbin's been there. I guarantee Dick Durbin. I would say Lindsey Graham's been there. I would guarantee McConnell's been there. Probably fucking Nancy Pelosi. I would guarantee Nancy. I would probably guarantee she's such a sick fuck. Hillary probably been there along with Bill. Yeah, just fucking crazy. You let one ant stand up, then they'll all might stand up. Those puny little ants outnumber us 1,000,000 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life. It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line, and they're still doing it. If you're on your third or fourth booster, or second booster, or whatever, or third or whatever, they're keeping you in line, right? They're keeping you in line, and it's all for the greater good, right? If you realize who the greater good is, here's the greater good right here, right? And this is during the boot time. Whenever this is during when everybody was taking the Kool-Aid. Oh no, fluid. Oh no. Yeah. No, you didn't have to kill yourself. You didn't have to sacrifice yourself. The greater good is actually the 1% of the 1%. Wait, what? Boom. Yeah. They got you all, man. I was there. What woke me up was just so many things in 2020. It just all of a sudden just hit me. Bam. Somebody's fucking doing this. There's somebody's fucking doing this, man. Right? There's somebody out there that's pulling all the strings, doing all this crap. Who the fuck is doing all this? Well, one of them just passed away, but his son's still there. Right? That guy, Jesus, that is just, Kissinger, wow, what a monster that man was. He became such a fucking monster. Right? This guy's still roaming. Still roaming the planet free. This son of a bitch. I'm just going to go through this real quick. I'm just going to go through the list real quick. So you can kind of get a sense of kind of what I'm watching and paying attention to every once in a while. And I'll just open it up really big and kind of read what it says. Well, there's Whitmer. She's an idiot. Well, she's not an idiot. Her account's getting fatter You don't know how it's coming in, but I guarantee you she's making a shit ton of money. A shit ton of money. Just follow the money, people, you know. Scott Ritter, me, I'm not one of Scott's friends or Max Blumenthal or Aaron Matei or anything like that, but, but we've always said, just Whitney Webb has put it out there, Ryan Christian has put it out there, James Corbett has put it out there. Follow the money. The FBI knows where the money is, where it's going, where it's coming from. The Department of Justice knows. They all fucking know. They all fucking know. And here's this asshole right here. Right? Here's this asshole right here. This guy is still free. This punk. This fake. If you knew his background, where he came from, you would realize that he's full of shit. Right? Yeah, and I always like this movie, Payback. Payback is just basically it. There's always one man. When you get down to it, who's that one man making all the fucking decisions? Right now there's a few of them, but there's probably one out there that has more influence than anybody. And then Maui, of course, right? Where the kids go, we still don't know what the fuck's going on with that. People are hoping that Biden will drop out. We'll see. Nothing's happening with them. Johnson, the leader, Kevin Johnson. Is it Kevin Johnson or Mike Johnson? Anyway, he's approved the inquiry. Right? You got to do the inquiry first. Right? There he is. He's just getting started. Like I'm telling you, he's coming after you. It's so fucking nuts. Zelensky's moving to the U.S. No, they're not going to let him. Mark my words, they're going to get rid of him. He knows too much. They're going to find a way to off this guy. You know it. Zelensky is the new Osama bin Laden. Just watch Charlie Wilson's War. You'll realize that was all created. Right? All created and orchestrated by us. Not us, not me, but, the military-industrial complex that loves to put fear in everybody to keep that money fucking rolling. Right? Lahaina is still messed up. And then they got you baffled and bewildered with this idiot here. This guy's been, UFOs, yeah. Here, let me tell you what I think. I'm going to tell you what I think. All right? This is probably commercial. Let me see what they're playing.
The question is often asked, when will UFO disclosure happen?
These lights, they keep coming together?
The answer is, it has.
Oh my God. Let me get a picture up here that. Alright. Let me see what we got. What do we got here? Okay. So here's a good picture. I want to look at this picture. So in this vast universe, right, that we have this giant, vast, beautiful universe. I think they're just in bubbles. There's a bunch of bubbles out there, like farting. Some God farted and made the universes. I don't know. It's probably the case. But there's life everywhere. It's it's just far away. And if there is a species of intelligent if there is an intelligent species that has the ability to travel through space and time, what the fuck would they want with this piece of shit planet? Right? My sister always had an interesting concept of us being in an ant farm, which I always thought was pretty smart. But who made that? Right? I always ask that's why I'm I'm a Christian, agnostic kind of guy, which people say, well, you can't be a Christian. Well, fuck you, I'm a Christian. My dog tags, it says I'm a Christian, so fuck you. And you can't make that decision anyway. You don't know. I can do whatever I want. I can make a pronoun out of myself if I want to. So fucking stupid. Anyway, but I just believe that there's something out there that we just, you know, if I believe that I don't think we have the comprehension or the physical ability to comprehend the dimensions of time and space as it could be seen from a different realm of existence. In other words, you guys know what a tardy bear is? Tardy bear. A tardy bear is a tiny little six-legged creature that's smaller than a speck of dust, but it's everywhere. This little thing is probably the strongest thing on the planet. It makes it through everything. It can live in space for days or years or months, and it can be frozen in sub-zero forever, and then once it thaws out, it starts moving again. It's alive. A tardy bear is an amazing creature. There are creatures out there like that are just far more durable and probably far less weaker. And, you know, I mean, the spectrum could go up and all over the place. Who fucking knows? Right? But the point that I'm making to you is we don't really know. I know the Bible says this, and I know the Bible says this, and I'm with a lot of that. But there's this guy out there that connects not just the Anunnaki, but some really ancient texts, not holographs, but what the fuck is that? Hieroglyphics that were put down, you know, hundreds of thousands of years ago, probably. Connecting that the stories have been told in a sense the same way for over and over and over for a long time, which could lead to something that, or an entity, God, I don't know what else to call it, that's just so, I wouldn't say just omniscient, powerful, and fucking amazing, but just, maybe it was just an engineer. You know, when you watch the movie Aliens, they go into that ship Prometheus, and they part of that story is they call these ancient, giant, human-like creatures the engineers, right? That could be the case, but then you have to say, well, where did they come from? And this could go on for who fucking knows how long. So here's where I am. I don't know. I'm okay with not knowing a lot of things. There are some things you're just never going to fucking fully figure out. That's just the way it is. And you have to be okay with that. Because the human being, man, we want fucking answers now. We want to know exactly what's going on. And if you got to make it up, then that's fine. We'll accept that. No, just, it's not. What's important is us now, our moments, what we have. The universe is so big, I just don't see the aliens giving a shit, right? You know, they could, if they wanted to, they could probably destroy this planet or whatever in just a matter of milliseconds. Just poof, gone. I'm sure the technology is out there. If they're able to travel, the amount of time and space and energy and whatever they have to move through, if they are moving through and all this other shit, or if we have them, we've seen them, and whatever. There could be thousands of different species out there. Millions, probably infinitesimal, right? You can't put it past it, but I get it. But that's not what's fucking important right now. That's my biggest point. My biggest point is you, us, me, and these fuckers that are coming after us. The World Economic Forum is not giving up, and nobody stopped them. Their agenda is still happening. You know, I keep telling everybody, you guys need to get the Trump campaign and tell fucking Trump to say, you know what? Fuck the World Economic Forum. I want to hear that. I ain't playing this globalist game. If he says, you know, He's still going to get my vote. I already told you. Right? He's not what you guys claimed him to be. It's not the same fucking person. The fucking wrecking ball they took to destroy this man's image is crazy. Right? I'm going to share a little story with you, then I'm going to go. All right, I'm going to share a little story with you, and then I'm going to go. Okay? I'm going to read it to you now. This is a must read. I get it. In 1991, at the end of the Desert Storm, which is, I was in Desert Storm. I was just getting into the military, and Desert Storm was just kind of ending. Anyway, I have a National Defense Medal just for, I think, being in boot camp or being stationed at Bremerton. In 1991, at the end of Desert Storm, a 19-year-old U.S. Army cavalry scout private who has just spent 8 months at war sat out on a street at Khobar Towers in Saudi Arabia. He sat there on his duffel bag with his battalion around him for 4 days, waiting for the buses to come and take him to the King Fahd airport so he could go home, come home to America, come back home. Unfortunately, the politicians of the day never planned for how to bring so many soldiers home. They didn't. Kind of like Afghanistan. It just happened with the Biden. Right? What was it? The politicians that bring the soldiers home. The politicians are they bring the soldiers home after the war ended. So there was a shortage of planes. Amazing, a shortage of planes for our soldiers. There should never be a shortage of planes for our soldiers. Politicians are great at talking, but terrible at doing. This is fucking. That is happening now. By the way, Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, that's his name. Somehow they've misplaced or can't find a lot of those tapes for 44,000 tapes. So this is getting really cheesy now. It's starting to piss people off. Anyway, politicians are great at talking but terrible at doing. Finally, the buses came and took the young man to the airport. The planes were waiting. The planes waiting were from the Tower Air. The owner of Tower Air had volunteered his planes and staff to bring soldiers home for the cost of fuel only. Happily, the young veteran got home. It's really small. I can't really read this. Just in time for Easter weekend in 1991, and spent the time emotionally healing with friends and family surrounding him. That private was me. The airline owner was Donald Trump. He's the one who made that happen. The humanitarian things that this man has done, it blows Biden out of the water. Blows Biden out of the fucking toilet that they put him in. Biden was installed like a toilet to flush this country down the fucking tubes. Right? Because I missed back in 2018, 2019, gas was $1.98 in West Virginia. I could get a T-bone. I had T-bone steaks, man. I could get 3 of those for $16, right? Big fat 1-inch cut T-bone fucking steaks. Yeah. There's get over your orange man bad shit. Really. It's stupid. It's stupid. There's so many things this man has done. People, and they keep trying to squash him over and over and over again. Over and over and over again. They just keep trying harder and harder to give them, and none of it's stuck. That's the thing you need to realize at this point. Nothing has stuck. Nothing has stuck, and nothing's going to stick. Here it is. Dylan Mulvaney suffers mental breakdown. He's just a fucking freak anyway. And there was something else. I keep getting other things, but where was it? Yeah, I had to buy a $230 fucking. I just replaced my power steering pump, and that was $160, and now I'm replacing the alternator. That's came out to $300, and I get $40 core back or something like that. Ridiculous. You're not. There was another one I had in here. It's not in here. I can't find it. Yeah, that white lung thing. Here's, look at that one. Right? Ridiculous. That's just a load of crap. And guess who's getting the white lung? People that have already been, those people. Those are the people getting it. The kids that are getting it are the kids that got the thing. That got it. Yeah, I'm just saying. It's all pretty fucked up, man. Pretty fucking messed up. Oh, where's he going to be? Durham. Is that New Hampshire? Yep, he's going to be in New Hampshire. Be careful. You're getting close to the fucking bluer states. When you start getting the blue states, he really needs to be careful. Honestly. He needs to be careful. My empty heart, man. What the fuck? Will Forte was back on SNL. That was cool to see. That guy was just brilliant. MacGruber. What else do we got here? Who hiding Hamas? Yeah. Kim does some good stuff, man. Yeah, Marsha Blackburn's fucking trying. We need to know who were on those planes. Everybody should be supporting this for sure. Everybody should be supporting this. This should be number one. Right? I can't forget. I got to put it in the notes here, what to do and call when you talk to your congressman and stuff to go over that I believe need to happen. I got to put Free Assange in there. Fuck, I keep forgetting that. Free Assange, free Assange, free Assange. Right? We need a real reporter back. We got a few of them, but, he's got a lot of pull. Yeah, we need to know who's on those planes, man. This should be absolute. This should be absolute, for sure. Yeah. I honestly don't know if we're going to make it to November 8th of 2024, to be totally honest with you. I am beginning to believe that if the House of Representatives does not start to put some control in this border, to start throwing the DOJ fuckers and all the Homeland Security, DOJ, and the FBI shithead here, Chris Wray, in jail or accountable, or to get rid of these fucking traitors. You have no idea what's going on. Most of you people don't have any idea. When I say you don't have any idea what's going on, I'm thinking of people that I know immediately to me that are still watching Rachel Maddow. Yeah. Still watching Rachel Maddow. But this would be huge. The 44,000 hours tapes, we need that to be exposed. Fucking Mike Johnson, you better fucking get your shit together. Matt Gaetz will go after you. That kid's a fucking attack dog. He's the fucking Doberman. He reminds me of Doberman Pinscher. Alright? When he gets older, he's going to be more of like a Rottweiler. Hopefully he doesn't turn into a fucking poodle. You know, like Kevin McCarthy did. He turned into a fucking poodle for the World Economic Forum because he's a young globalist. Anyway, I'm going to get going, but this is important. Aloha. Thank you guys for listening. Yeah. It's not us. We're, you know, it's them. There's a group of people out there that are fucking everything up. Right? It always comes down to one man. Just watch that part and play it back. One man. When it comes down to it, it's one man who calls the fucking shots. Right? That's it. One fucking dude. You gotta watch these guys. I really think that you guys need to pay attention to this guy. This guy's really got some good information. Valuetainment. Peter, I think his name is. And his team are just brilliant. They really go over everything in a he's very professional. Like, so professional. It's done well. And there's some jovial moments and stuff like that, but I like it. That's the kind of stuff I like watching. Redact, I like watching for sure. And who else? Yeah, Jimmy Dore. I still watch Jimmy Dore, and of course, Beauty and the Boomer. Those guys are fucking epic. They're a good team. You know, good team. Teams are hard to find. I'm still looking for a team member. Somebody out there that's believes in team. That's all. Anyway, aloha. Thank you guys for watching. Mahalo nui aloha. Aloha. Right? Do what you can. You want to support Trump? That's me. I'm going in that direction. The guy deserves to be there. Prove me wrong. The first question I'm going to ask you is, do you think that 2020 was stolen from Trump? You're going to go, yeah. Then I'm going to go, well, then he fucking deserves to be in there. That's my biggest argument. Right? I don't care what he thought of or where you think he is and all this other... I was there. I had these speculations as well. But if somebody stole that from you, wouldn't you want it back? Right? And maybe you might be a little vengeful. It's going to be different. I don't think it's going to be the same. I think it's going to be a lot different this time. A lot different. I think it's going to be a hell of a lot different this time what he's going to do. Right? JP, fucking brilliant. Yeah. Yeah, he's paying, he's, what they did to him, he's pissed. I see it in his face. He's coming after him, and they know it. It's going to be no holds barred. Awaken with JP. That guy's fucking amazing. Aloha, guys. Thank you for watching. Take care. Aloha, 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 aloha. Mahalo.